Welcome back to the fourth part of the audio whitepaper of the Itheum project. Don't forget that in the video description you can find the link to their wallpaper. If you came directly to this clip, without seeing the first parts, you now have a link to that clip on the screen. I recommend you look at that first and then come back here to continue. Let's go. Regional decentralization hubs. Highly sensitive data like medical data from hospitals, personal health records, financial transactions, or credit history are protected by regional or local sovereignty laws. To unlock the trade of this data, we cannot use fully decentralized global storage or compute. For example, we may want to limit trade, storage, and compute on data to only the EU region so that it complies with laws like GDPR, and yet prevent a central hoarding of these resources. Regional decentralized hubs are a novel idea we are exploring around regional decentralization, which balances legal sovereignty laws with personal data sovereignty. This feature is currently in the research lab stage. The Data Metaverse and N.F.me avatar technology. N.F.me, non-fungible me, are your data avatars of the metaverse. Join the Data DEX and complete a seed profiler job, and have your very own N.F.me minted and stored in your wallet. N.F.me's have personal data categories, PDC, linked to it. These feed data into the N.F.me's, and this data is secured in personal data vaults. Example PDCs are social, financial, historical, internal, and external. Apps built on Itheum's data collection and analytics toolkit feed data into the PDCs. These apps are run by Itheum, as well as other organizations who want to generate high-value data, and then incentivize you to provide them access to your data. Itheum's personal data adapters can also discover and harvest on-chain and off-chain personal data, and lock it inside your data vault, and link it to your N.F.me. As more data is added to the N.F.me, its data signature changes, and more accessories and evolution traits are made available to your N.F.me. This is akin to purchasing gaming accessories and traits to augment your in-game NFT characters. Your N.F.me is organic and grows like a human as more data is added to it. What can I do with an N.F.me? N.F.me's are NFT tokens, so it supports all NFT capabilities. But you can never completely sell your N.F.me, you can only lease it to others, and they can use it to access your data. It's an authorization key you provide to a third party for fair use of your data in return for shared value. Explore Itheum's virtual data metaverse, which is a digital metaverse data marketplace and interacts with other N.F.me avatars and engages missions or trade accessories or evolution traits. Participate in the governance of Data Coalition DAOs. These are bulk data trading DAOs that exist to serve the people and protect personal data. Stake and farm with existing Data Coalition DAOs and provide data curation and data quality assessment services, or give them access to your N.F.me and other data assets, and allow them to trade your data on your behalf as part of a larger bulk dataset. Slice out certain segments of your data, e.g., data from a specific app or category, and mint them into data NFTs, and sell these in secondary markets. In the Web 2 world, your personal data is exploited by third parties and large corporates. In Itheum's data metaverse, we give you true ownership of your data via your own data avatar. Welcome to the era of the N.F.me. N.F.me interoperability. N.F.me's are your virtual data avatar, so they ideally need to be interoperable with other digital metaverses, so you can explore other virtual worlds and ecosystems and interact with more digital assets. Itheum will have its own virtual data metaverse, but we are looking at methods to port our N.F.me avatars into other virtual worlds. The concept of interoperable metaverse avatars is in its very early stages of development, but there is some promising progress being made by projects like Worldwide Web3, who will allow for external NFT avatars to be ported into their virtual world. We will also actively follow the progress in this new space by following the developments of organizations like the Open Metaverse Interoperability Group, and also contribute to helping create open standards for future metaverse interoperability. Itheum may also eventually become the world's first fully decentralized metaverse backed by true data ownership, a vision we hold close to our hearts. This feature is currently in the research lab stage. Technology philosophy. The following sections are the underlying technology principles that we aim to use as the foundation for our evolving solution design and architecture for our multi-chain, cross-chain communication, and token design elements. Multi-chain strategy. The Itheum data DEX will work across EVM and non-EVM compatible chains from day one of its mainnet launch. We already have Ethereum, Polygon, BSC, Harmony, Platon and Parastate working, and will be deploying into Avalanche shortly. We are also working on a native middleware interface to enable support for non-EVM blockchains like Elrond, Algorand, Hedera, and others. Currently, data advertised on a particular chain can only be visible to participants who are on the same chain. i.e., a buyer can only buy data advertised for sale on the same chain, multi-chain architecture. We are working on cross-chain advertising and purchasing of data facilitated via cross-chain oracles that will allow for the transaction handshake to be done between chains and allow for the data to be verified and transacted, as well as for the mint/burn of chain-native tokens to balance the chain-specific token repositories, i.g., burning of Polygon tokens and minting of BSC tokens, and vice versa as data is transacted across chains. This will be our cross-chain architecture initiative. Multi-chain technical design goals. Itheum is a protocol, and not just a set of EVM contracts that make up a dApp. So this protocol can be implemented on any blockchain. The Itheum protocol is built into the smart contract layer. The protocol enforces three elements needed for data trade to happen on the blockchain: proof of lineage, provenance, and veracity. We have pioneered a way to deliver this via a nice UX that abstracts all the complexity from the end user. Therefore, the protocol can be implemented in any blockchain and on any native runtime, does not have to be EVM. So long as the native chain supports transaction consensus and token standards, Itheum can be built on it. Itheum aims to be chain agnostic and fully interoperable. We follow the same design principles as Chainlink. We define the standard set of rules, i.e., protocol, enforced in immutable smart contracts which coordinate how data will be traded between parties. We will have interfaces in multiple blockchains that can coordinate the workload. Data platforms, like Itheum and Chainlink, need to be architectured this way as they form the foundation for future Web3 core infrastructure. This also makes sure we can work across private, permissioned, and public chains to reach maximum adoption. Itheum will have a single primary chain and multiple side chains. The primary chain needs the best performance and have cost efficiency, so we intend to pick the best EVM or non-EMV blockchain as our primary chain. We can then build our side chain smart contract coordinators on any other chain and runtime, and they can talk to each other via bridges, relays, middleware, and oracles. The future of blockchain is interoperability, so we are designing it this way. Cross-chain tokens. The core Itheum data DEX token is an ERC20 token called MYDA, short for MYDA. The MYDA token will allow for the purchasing of data from data creators, as well as from data coalitions. The MYDA token will also play a role in staking against a data coalition, and for decentralized governance of the data coalition's responsibilities and actions. As the Itheum data DEX operates cross-chain, there will be core tokens that represent each chain with the total supply of MYDA bridged and distributed as more chains are added. As an example, MYDA token deployed on Elrond, EMYDA token deployed on Ethereum, MMYDA token deployed on Polygon/Matic, BMYDA token deployed on Binance Smart Chain, BSC, AMYDA token deployed on Avalanche. MYDA can be moved between chains via native bridges that already exist. For example, you can use the native Elrond Ethereum token bridge to convert your MYDA to EMYDA and vice versa. Itheum token. The primary token will exist on the Elrond blockchain. Note that this may be subject to change as we continue weighing the pros/cons of multi-chain adoption. As low transaction cost, high transaction throughput, and security is very critical for the trading of data, we continue to evaluate the best candidate blockchain for our primary token. The primary token will have the token symbol MYDA, and the sidechain tokens, called side tokens, will have a prefix character in front of the token symbol to identify it, e.g. MMYDA, BMYDA. This prefix design decision is also subject to change as we want to ensure the best user experience, UX, for data trading, and we may alter the design to have a single MYDA token that has the same name across various blockchains, similar to how USDC is called USDC across all blockchains. The final decision on the primary token blockchain and the token prefix naming design will be announced prior to our token generation event, TGE. Token utility. The MYDA token is a pure utility token, as without owning MYDA, you will not be able to use many features on the Itheum Data DEX to facilitate the open exchange of personal data. At this point, the following tasks will require the MYDA token, or corresponding side tokens. As we design and write our smart contracts, we will also take an MYDA-first approach to align incentives so we can ensure that MYDA's position as a utility token can't be disputed. 1. Gaining access rights to use data packs/data streams/data coalition data pools. A data creator, who is the original data owner of the data, will allow an access requester to access their data via a transfer of MYDA between the parties. MYDA is essentially the key to using the data from an authorization perspective. The primary goal would be to use the transaction of MYDA between the two parties as logged on-chain as evidence of access rights being granted by the data owner to another party. To trace and have evidence of the lineage of data access. To trace back access rights to a provenance, data creator. If the sale is done via a data coalition, i.e., as a bulk pool of data, the MYDA is transferred from the access requester to the DC DAO, and then distributed to the members of the DC as follows. To the data creators to indicate access rights to use the data, as mentioned in the above section. Based on the relative bond/stake token contribution of the board members, and general stackers to highlight traceability of the effort spent by these parties to coordinate the bulk sale, flag and signal data quality, and accept the risk of remediating and mediating contentious sales. The transfer of MYDA to these parties is also used as lineage and audit to trace all parties involved in the data transfer process. See point number 3 below for more details. 2. Stake MYDA to have relative voting rights in the Itheum Foundation, IF DAO. The IF DAO will vote on proposals on how the MYDA treasury will be spent to further Itheum's community development and roadmap. 3. Stake/bond MYDA to create a new data coalition, DC, which is governed by a DAO. By doing so, you receive relative voting rights in return to manage the operation of the data coalition DAO, DC DAO. Staked MYDA goes into the DC fund pool, which is then used for arbitration and dispute resolution in contentious sales of data. The DC DOA votes on motions related to the bulk sale of data via the DC. The following parties can stake/bond MYDA. Board members will bond MYDA to flag their commitment to the DC and to act in the best interest of the members. The bond is locked in until the board member leaves the DC. Data creators or contributors, called members, can link their data to a DC and also stake some MYDA to flag that they have a genuine interest in supplying good quality data to the DC. Anyone, even those who do not want to provide data themselves, can stake MYDA into an existing DC DAO. They do this by becoming a data quality verifier, resulting in a crowdsourced data curation dynamic, effectively also signaling the genuineness/credibility of a data coalition, similar to how the credibility of a node validator in a DPoS gets signaled by the community, who delegates their stake with them. Everyone who stakes/bonds MYDA is incentivized relative to their role and stake and earns micropayments after each trade is finalized. Learn more about the Data Coalition DAO design here. Token metrics. Please note that the following details are likely to change as we are currently planning for our token launch, and as we adjust our token offering based on our planned token utility forecast. Total MYDA supply, 1 billion. Decentralized governance. The Itheum platform will aim to be a public goods platform that's fully decentralized. Public goods in the sense that all the technological developments that are made as part of Itheum's vision will always be available in the public domain and not privatized in any way. Although it will take some time to fully get there, especially in the area of our Web 2 data on-ramp/bridge technology, e.g., data collection and analytics toolkit. But it's worth noting that our Web 3 technology stacks will be fully available in the public domain from day one. With our technology deliverables aligned to be made available as a fully public goods platform, the next important aspect to decentralization is to have our technology development roadmap DAO controlled, with MYDA token holders being able to collectively and fairly decide on the technology strategy and direction of roadmap delivery. It's worth noting that fully DAO-controlled platforms are complex to set up and will require some platform operating maturity before implementing, but the ultimate intention of Itheum is full decentralization, and this will happen progressively over time to ensure the Itheum platform will remain in the hands of the public, but at the same time, be a robust operating technology solution that will be around for the next 100 years. Until the platform roadmap is progressively transformed into a fully DOA-controlled element, the core team will manage the prioritized of the roadmap items, with some pathways detailed on how the platform will transition to decentralization. This is described below in the Foundation DAO section. Once the Itheum platform transforms into having its operations and roadmap strategy DAO controlled, the intention is to have the native token, MYDA, be the governance token. New advanced yet seamless DAO schemes will be built around the MYDA token that will increase the utility of the MYDA token and also ensure the best user experience for our platform users and token holders. People who own MYDA will be able to participate in DAO votes and collectively make decisions on the future of Itheum. Itheum has two high-level forms of DAO schemes that will be implemented in our platform. Foundation DAO. This is the platform governance DAO that will eventually be responsible for the future direction of Itheum's technology strategy and roadmap. Data Coalitions DAO. Unlike the single Foundation DAO, there can be multiple Data Coalition DOAs. Each time a new data coalition is set up by the public and the structure reaches an operating mode, it can be considered to be an independent DAO. The overarching parameters of the Data Coalitions DAO will be controlled by the Foundation DAO. So effectively, the Foundation DAO is considered to be a DAO of DAOs. Platform Governance Foundation DAO. As detailed above, the Foundation DAO will be responsible for the core platform's governance activities. Until the Itheum platform reaches the operational maturity required to fully decentralize the Foundation DAO, the core team will provide the governance in a way that's fully open to public visibility and accountability. Operational maturity. In this section, we will detail what it means when we say operational maturity, and this dictates when Itheum will progressively transition to a fully DAO-controlled Foundation DAO. For an ambitious platform like Itheum to gain widespread mainstream adoption and deliver robust technology solutions in the midst of high competition from other commercial and public organizations, we will need to have fast iterative delivery of roadmap items and make objective decisions to ensure we get Itheum to the mainnet in a state that makes it the #1 data platform for Web 3. It's a well-known observation that putting in a fully decentralized DAO too early can slow down decision-making and delay competitive timelines, and therefore we need to be cognizant and pragmatics on how early we embrace full decentralization, as failure to do so will put the entire Itheum platform delivery at risk and affect all of the Itheum community and token holders. Once Itheum has been deployed to the mainnet, and the day-to-day operations of the platform are in a stable and controlled state, and we are ready to move into iterative continuous improvements, we will then begin rolling out the Foundation DAO schemes and start opening up public voting for further roadmap upgrades. Such an approach will ensure the long-term success of Itheum and is in the best interests of the entire community. As seen in the roadmap board, all items that need to be considered to be included in the roadmap are added here and are voted on by the Foundation DAO to transition them to the appropriate lanes for delivery. We follow the Kanban methodology to manage the transition of items from inception to delivery. An idea is registered in the idea box and can then move to research and development after the Foundation DAO voting agrees that the core team can spend the time and effort to commence R&D activity on the task. Once R&D is complete and the team is ready to begin design and estimation, the task will then move to the estimating lane. The Foundation DAO then can decide when to schedule the work. Once it's ready to start the development phase, it will then move to the sprint candidate lane, and then development and testing begins. The final lane is called shipped, and an item moves there once it's deployed to production and/or mainnet. See you in the next episode. On the screen, now you have the link to it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, it helps us a lot. Thank you for staying until the end.